posters and NPCs. If you resize your window frame to be whatever you want, you can kind of move around, then right click on it, go to resize, and do adjust horizontal or vertical. It will try to snap that shit to the window frame.
Snap that shit.
And then you can still middle mouse, drag, scroll, all that stuff. You can also control or command left click and drag to resize the window if you click anywhere on it. And then try to make it fit. Little friendly tips. Right. Whenever Ian's ready,
Ecky.
we will start. I'm just gonna sip on my coffee until then.
What time is it for you?
10:13 a.m.
What time did you wake up this morning?
8 a.m.
Oh, okay. Hey, I found another video on the stream uploads of some other squad you're rolling with.
Hey, don't look at that.
I didn't, because
Dirty.
I recognized some of it.
Dirty girl. Yeah. No, I'm doing a little experiment right now where my other group, we were running a different game a while ago. They're like also in the let's just do something new. And for whatever reason, out of many options, they voted on the same thing you all did to play, which works
Hilarious.
for me. So I'm doing a fun little experiment where you both dropped into a similar start point, but the premise is quite a bit different. And already, just a few episodes in with each, it's like a completely different story, game, everything, which is, from like a game designer perspective, quite a fun experiment.
Yeah, you got the rig and that's sick.
Yeah, that's cool. So, yeah, but I mean, like a lot, there are, don't look at that stuff.
I won't, yeah.
Because despite some major differences, there are some overlaps in there.
Some room full of goblin type surprises.
Yeah.
Are they gone different directions and stuff? Like, is it that crazy?
Yeah.
Their characters look so much cooler than ours. Mr. Gun aside, but although Mr. Gun also jumped right out of Destiny and landed into our game.
Hey.
Mr. Gun.
I don't mean that they're better. They just look like they know what they're doing, and we're just like, Meepo, what do we do now?
Meepo, take you? We pick up shinies and go. Stay away from goblins.
Investigate, please.
Yep.
Investigate Meepo's eyes.
Hey, you gotta love the one you're with, but more importantly, you gotta love thyself. Okay? Don't compare yourself to other adventurers.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the Citadel.
That's right. Do we know what happened to Ian?
I don't know. Hey, Parker.
At least plug his earbuds in and walk around. Maybe he's maybe someone at the door.
He can't talk.
This music's going really well with Robert's silent film. There I was, walking through the cold, desolate landscape. Every last
Cutting
cow
down trees.
is dead now. I don't know what we'll do for food this night, but I'll find something for my family. I try to smile through it all, but...
We're the only ones left.
It's so cold now. It's so cold. I'm gonna get some more coffee. Alright, we'll give Ian 5 minutes, but then we're just gonna have to go.
Okay.
Urki can't wait in that tiny cell much longer. apparently there's a big game on today.
I heard about that from my dad.
We're playing it, baby.
I think LA doesn't know whether to be excited.
Mm. I'll give you a friendly reminder while we wait that there is if you click on like the story thing, there's a category called rules, and as you get more comfortable with the mechanics of all the things, there's so many things you can do in a situation. Many of them just additional different types of combat actions, like trying to
Alexa.
disengage, or hide, or help, or dodge, search, improvise an action. You can get quite creative. Yeah, there's lots of things.
Yeah, this is good.
Cat's going crazy. Reminder on opportunity attacks, which consumes your reaction. Alright, well, so Ian, if you're there, we're recapping without you. And
I turned off the push to talk, but let me know if it gets too noisy or it annoys you guys.
okay. Appreciate the heads up. Does anyone want
sorry.
to? Yeah, perfect timing. We're just about to recap.
So we got contractor here helping fix some stuff up. So it's
All good.
I pulled in. Is it me that's getting robo, or is everyone else being robo?
No, it's just you.
All you, my man. That Wi-Fi maybe, or
Stop moving around.
you maybe if you just do voice only, you can turn off video. I think.
I got some FiOS, which is disappointing.
Well, but yeah, it could just be your wireless signal.
Yeah, I
inside.
got this old Apple router that it may be time to upgrade to like an Eero. Is that a brand you guys are? I keep hearing about that. Here it's good.
I
haven't heard of that.
don't know.
What are you guys all using?
I'm using my stupid built-in Xfinity fucking modem router from the place, and it reaches further than an old Apple thing that I had.
I've got two, because I have one in the living room that's just like used for like repeater for hardline stuff out there, and then just keeping the Wi-Fi going throughout the house, because there's a lot of Wi-Fi in this building competing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's decent router.
I've got a Linksys one. I mean, I don't know if it's any good, but it does have I haven't tried it yet, but you can install the open source firmware on it. So that might be kind of cool. If you
Okay, we got everybody back. Let's do this.
All right.
What up? Had to poop.
While we're waiting, actually, why don't we try to do a little recap first? If someone would do the honors, the rest of us can chime in and fill in any gaps.
Where's our
Cling,
bard?
cling, 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 ding, 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 ding. There was a tale of several guys looking with their eyes. We have danced into a room. I don't remember much actually. With a bunch of goblins, and we, engaged. It was a freaky deaky fight. Freaking Mystagon charged in, and with Igneous in tow and me making some crazy dinosaur blast noises, we managed to take out a few goblins and scare off some others.
I feel like we should remind everyone
why the hell we did
Ignatius' shame in missing so many swings.
Yes, Igneous is not great at swinging.
I'm a little embarrassed right now.
Yeah.
I tripped. I was like 1 for 4 swings.
If you have the opportunity to prevent Igneous from having to be the one to act, aside from a human shield, a Rockman shield, I guess. Shit. What else happened?
Yeah, I mean, Malmos, you lingered behind for quite some time, studying the dried up fountain room and the cold skeletal stone door. There was a very uneasy, creepy sensation filling you that you couldn't really shake off. You didn't want to leave your findings unused and handed off your water skin of reddish liquid that you gathered up from that dry fountain and left it to Phaedra for safekeeping. It wasn't too hard for you to track down your friends, and you sort of wound your way northwest and then north again through a long corridor filled with sharp metal objects, basically caltrops all along the floor. And crossed over a 3.5-foot poorly constructed wall that kind of barricaded that corridor.
Could you light up the rest of the Citadel with like everything that we've seen so far?
Nope.
The map? Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, no, that's on purpose, son.
But you forget where you've been, and that's a pretty interesting mechanic. Okay.
Things could change.
This is a living, breathing place. I mean, you remember that you've mostly come from the east and into this chamber here. Malmos, you come upon them standing with Mystagon, door open in front of him, key still in the handle. And you hear some commotion just over another crenellated 3.5-foot wall over to the north, and you can see Igneous's stone-like skin rising up above. All of you stand here with Kron and Meepo still holding squirming bags of giant rats, one each. And in front of you all, to the west, Mystagon, you've just opened what appears to be a crude makeshift prison with several kobolds shackled and manacled spiked into the stone wall, and a very vaguely familiar face that you had just seen not too long ago back in Oakhurst nearby, passing through with several of the other adventurers who all had that sort of, I remember you from high school, but I don't recall your name, look when you saw them passing through. That was at least several weeks ago, maybe about a month back, and in a cage that's far too small for him sits a disheveled gnome. You've still got a goblin, I believe, pinned on the other side of that wall, Phaedra and Igneous, and we will pick up here, but not before awarding you all with some experience points for your adventures.
You just split it up? Because I feel like I did a lot.
What a dick.
If you open your character sheets, and click, there's like a little magnifying glass next to your class and level. It'll show you that you're at 85 out of 300 experience points for level 1 right now.
Hey.
FYI.
Hey, Jay, I can't remember how to... All I see is the map right now. Is the interface hidden somehow?
So if it's super big, you can control or command left-click drag the map window and make it smaller. and then pan around and zoom and stuff. And then if you want to open your character sheet, go to PC on the right and.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the map was just covering up everything.
Hey Parker, if I screenshot and drop in into our Discord chat, you'll see some shit, right?
Yeah.
I could actually here, Ian. I can have Jambot share its screen the whole time for you.
Oh yeah.
Let me do that.
Cool.
I'm
gonna try and still set up my laptop, but like I was saying, the contractor's here, so I have to step away a bit because he's gonna keep asking me questions about stuff.
If you full screen
nice.
Jambot, he will be your window.
Here be goblins.
On tonight's episode. Okay. So yeah, you're all around and about. You've got a room full of prisoners shackled to the wall.
My puffer jacket too.
And you've got one remaining goblin around what appears to be a cozy little sleeping quarters / outpost opposite this training room.
Do Phaedra and I know that there's this prison over here?
Yeah.
I can relay that info. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of hint at Igneous to pick this sucker up and carry him into the prison. I have the lawful intent to throw this sucker in the Slimer.
Okay.
All right. I like that, so I'll try to pick him up and walk him.
I'll go inside with you guys and kind of survey a little bit closer.
He's kind of like recoiling away from you as he goes,
Keep your hands off Golshat.
Golshat? Is that the name?
You didn't hear him, but
he's short. He's oddly short.
And you're lifting him over the wall and taking him with you?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, clearly he's outnumbered and out muscled, and you've, after some struggle, managed to wrangle this little fucker and carry him over the wall with the others. And you're just dragging him along with you for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we see? What are the looks of? I see that one of them's really thin, but I don't know if there's healthy, unhealthy. What's going on in here?
Yeah. I mean, most of these kobolds that you see, more accurately, are not in the greatest condition, and even the gnome. Everyone looks to be in poor health and quite haggard. There are obviously no other goblins in this room as Mystagon unlocked and opened the door. And Urki, I believe, looked up at you, Mystagon, with a faint look of recognition in his face, and
I know you.
He's just kind of staring at you, mystified.
Wait. Okay.
Mystagon.
I kind of want to inform Kron to start. What do you guys think? Unlocking these cobalt prisoners.
Yeah, I'm nodding.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna walk up to this boy, and be like,
I want to throw this sucker in the dang hole. I'm gonna be your warden, bud.
I'd be like, "Do I know you? Hello?"
Okay.
In common.
Yeah. He looks at you and says,
You look familiar. Did you used to come here too?
I'm gonna go into Mr. Gon will go into his whole spiel about how he was created from light and dark, and he's on a quest to rid all evil from this world, and he feels like this guy should join us, so he's trying to convince him.
He was always a talkative one, that Mr. Gun. It was a simple yes or no question.
You begin questioning him. The rest of you kind of file in to the room. Kron and Meepo carefully put their rat sacks down and start helping you unshackle the kobolds on the wall. It's quite easy to undo their manacles. And again, like rusted spikes are kind of holding the metal manacles in the wall. And it's almost so shitty that if the kobolds had been a bit stronger, they probably could have pulled themselves free.
Can we chain the goblin up and make sure it's done like properly?
Yeah. Where are you just putting up like on one of the
walls against the wall? Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Igneous, why don't you make a strength check?
Come on, big boy.
Let's go, Ignatius.
Right. Oh, come on.
He got out!
He's big, but...
Phaedra, you're watching in disbelief as he's just like fumbling and dropping the rusted spike in his hands, and you kind of take it for a moment like, let me hold that for you. He's clearly trying to juggle too many things at once. Eventually, after another bout of comedic mishaps for Igneous, you do manage to really anchor and manacle Gulshat against the wall here. Meanwhile, Mystigon, you're kind of seeing this guy, and obviously he told you his name. You don't remember him exactly, but you can tell that from some of his personal effects and a small kind of wooden beaded necklace that they let him keep apparently, that he appears to be a gnome that has a religious streak to his background. And why don't you make an insight check for me, Mr. Gow?
Skills. Wisdom.
You can tell he's been through a lot. And he's been here for quite some time, but you're not quite sure how to get through to him. He's obviously very relieved to see you and would very much like to get out of this tiny cage.
I'd be like, okay, why don't we just get you out? How about that? Do we have the key for it? Maybe I'll like ask around how to open this thing, or maybe I have it.
You still have a key in your hand that opens the door to this.
Yeah, I'd like to try.
Okay. You fumble along. The key itself didn't work, but there were a couple other keys on this ring that you took from the goblin, and you find one that opens the very small cage. It's actually quite hard to pull him out with how crammed in there he is. Clearly not meant for a gnome, but maybe a small animal. In any case, you pull him out, and just looks at you and says, "Thank you. Thank you." And he sees beyond you the large and very recognizable form of Gap. He's seeing him, and he says, "Gap, is that you?" And
His eye.
And Gap, you recognize this little guy. He, like yourself, was studying life and death, but took a much stronger interest in the goddess Shantae, who he refers to as the Earth Mother. But there was like a running joke with this guy. He was often called Little Gap. He was always tagging along, fucking just traveling all the same classes, all that stuff, and just, on the same path as you, but took a slightly different bend. He looks fucking terrible compared to how you remember him.
Gap Jr., what happened to you?
I fell on very, very hard times these past years. I'm not proud of it, but when I saw some adventurers, former Citadel members like ourselves, I convinced them to join me and come down here in hopes of plundering and finding riches. They were... And he kind of trails off for a moment. You can tell he's not being entirely truthful with you. But you can tell that he's being sincere. But he kind of clams up after talking about his travel companions. That's if you'd like to react or do anything, that's your cue.
So I think Gap would probably put his hand on his shoulder and say, "Hey, little Gap, we've been through a lot together, and I can tell you are full of shit right now." Let's have it. What's the deal?
Okay. Why don't you make an insight check as you're kind of listening. You overheard Mystigon sort of talk to him initially, and then your own line of questioning has raised some concerns in your mind here.
Oh wait,
I'll do it for you.
I still have my laptop set up.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what you got. Whoa! Natural 20.
Oof.
You kind of just look at him with like these big, gentle eyes.
Still eyes.
Yeah, and his eyes sort of moisten as he looks up at you. He says, "Oh, Gap, I always wanted to be just like you. I tried to do good. I tried to help others, but I just couldn't feed myself, and I started conning people. I truly, genuinely thought we would find riches down here, and I convinced several other to join me, and it's my fault. It's my fault they've been captured and taken. They were with me here, chained up for about a week, but I've lost track of time. It must have been several weeks ago now, where they took him. The goblins took him down to the down below, they called it, to someone they referred to as the Tree Keeper. They said I wasn't worthy of the Tree Keeper and left me here with the kobolds. Locked me in the chained on the walls, small cage. It's all been so terrible. And he's just kind of trailing off, and you can tell he's feeling quite guilty about the situation. But you, Mystigon, perk up at this, knowing full well that you saw what you had believed to have been several former members of the Citadel traveling through Oakhurst almost a month ago. It's not too hard for you to put two and two together and infer that Erky here was traveling with them, and this group probably came down here to the Citadel about a month back.
I think if I were to interject, Mr. Gunn were to interject, he would be like, "Do you know the way? Do you know the way that your companions went?"
He just shakes his head and says, "I don't know where they went, but they spoke of a wicked, old human down below. And the goblins dragged each and every one of the other human prisoners off with them. saying they were taking them to the Tree Keeper.
I'm just gonna console this, kind of, like, what are we gonna do, guys? He doesn't know anything more. He's such a little guy. I mean, I'm a little guy, and this is a really little guy.
He's quite little, actually. He's more like that.
I guess we just move on then. Let's either ask him if he wants to come, and
we gotta send him. We gotta send him back,
please.
We gotta send him back.
we gotta send him back along with these other dead ass kobolds back to the Cobalt Town. Yeah, Cobalt Town. Right? We send them back. We can't. They're gonna be dead weight. Maybe that's good. We can keep them in the front, but they'll be slow. You want to heal these guys?
Will I be
Cobalt fodder?
He's listening to you clearly. You're like, will I be safe with them?
Your Cobalt friends? Yeah. I mean, no, they're good. They're decent people, and they'll be happy to see that we've saved some of their brothers. You three will take care of this one, right? Right?
They're kind of like rubbing
that's
their
the guy with the V-neck.
joints. And speaking in very broken common.
We go. We go. Take.
And they kind of poke Urki.
We take.
Okay, you take.
Okay.
Right, I'm walking out of here.
It's back this way, and then we're gonna kind of point them back down. Where to go, right?
The Ballad of Directions.
It was just this way, then you'll take a left, and then around this wall.
They go around. The kobolds, once they start to get their bearings, and after exchanging a few words with Kron and Meepo, they seem to know where to go to get back.
Okay.
Back to home base. Igneous, everyone's sort of filing out with the kobolds and the gnome. You stand there, eventually proud of your work with Goljet chained to the wall. Are you leaving as well?
Yeah, I'll leave. Can we lock the door behind us?
Mystigon does have a key.
Yeah, I'll lock it for you, big guy.
Word.
Okay. Alright, so after several moments, essentially you're sending the 3 kobold prisoners and Urki on their way back to Kobold Town. You've closed and locked the door behind you where Goljet remains chained, and the rest of you stand here in the training/target room of the goblins.
I forgot what is here. This is like that small wall, right?
Yeah, you can look over the wall. It's another 3.5-foot wall that leads to basically a small sleeping quarters / kind of fire cooking spot. And then there's a door to the north and a door to the west.
Can I go up and
like
maybe
look
listen?
At the
listen.
stuff.
I want to listen behind these 2 doors.
Okay.
I want to make a round. And just see if there's anything interesting to take.
Just remember the goblin thing was telling us tons of goblins on the other side of the door.
Yeah. We just sent our backup away.
I mean, this thing's on a battery. Okay.
Do I find anything?
Make a investigation check for me as you kind of look around for anything of interest.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
Nothing appears very valuable or usable. Like, there's lots of broken, rusted weapons. All of them look like they'd hurt you more than help you, and none of them appear to be very valuable. Phaedra, you kind of scampered off over to the north, and you're just kind of listening at the door here?
I'm listening to both doors, yeah.
Okay.
What do you hear?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Come here, boy. Hey, tell me your secrets.
You hear nothing to the west. To the north, you feel like it's almost the same story, but after a moment, just as you're about to pull your ear away from the wooden door, you kind of hear a very faint sound of laughter. That wasn't the laughter, but it works well enough.
There's a chicken over here.
Okay, laughter. So, guys, there's definitely nothing over this.
There it is again.
Creature.
That's a goblin laughter.
Yeah, there's definitely some laughter going on. Yeah. Oh yeah, there he is. I think this way's safe, Misty. And then I'm gonna point towards this door.
Okay.
And I'll say there might be something up there, but
You want to check this out first?
Well, they definitely don't. They don't think that we're coming. I think they're laughing or like I don't know what's going on up there. Was it goblins? I can't tell. I don't know.
You can't tell. You can't tell.
Do goblins laugh? I don't know.
They laugh.
Seems like they would.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to try to open the door upon this advice.
Okay. It feels unlocked. It's just a
Which way does it open?
It opens away from you into the next room.
Way. And then is the door opening away toward me or
away from you? You open and push it away from you into the next room.
Okay. Let's just open it and see. Oh, holler!
You come upon a dank but well-stocked pantry, if you will, or storage room. Both the north and south walls are just stacked floor to ceiling with ill-made barrels, boxes, and crates, with a very clear path through the middle of it all to another wooden door to the west. Phaedra just scampers past you like, what have we got here?
Okay.
Your rear guard of kobolds and Gap slowly file into the room behind you.
There's nothing like that we can usable, right? It's just like food or something.
Sorry, I don't remember. Do any of you speak Goblin?
I don't.
Do any of you speak Dwarvish?
I speak Elvish and Undercommon.
As you ponder some of the writing on some of these crates and barrels, you can't really make out what it says scrawled on them, but it's clear that like most of this stuff is just food and drink and other various solids and liquids. Without investigating further, you're not sure exactly what's what or popping anything open, but you know, again, like wooden barrels appear to be more or less liquids or like dried grains and things like that. Again, there's another door to the west, also wooden and in fairly good condition.
I'm gonna walk up to it, and try to listen as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and.
I'm coming in because the chainsaw is out there.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were talking about the room. Mystigon and Phaedra, why don't you both make a perception check?
Yeah.
Mystigon, you listen for about a moment longer than Phaedra, who quickly scurries off and starts tinkering with the pantry again. And as you're left there alone with your ear to the door, you feel like a brief moment of unease, and you kind of smell something that just reminds you of the darkness, and you hear a very distant but clear grumble that seems to echo and turn into a bit of a roar.
Hey guys, I want to whisper. Hey. Hey. It's like a large dragon-like animal or some sort of roar.
Was it a dragon or was it dragon-like?
Dragon-like. I don't know.
Man, I didn't even hear anything. What are you talking about, dragon?
No, I heard it.
If that's that dragon in it, Meepo.
Yeah, where's Meepo?
Do you smell anything,
Meepo's
Meepo?
pissing in the corner.
Hey, put that thing away. Come
Hold
in
on, almost put the fire out.
Wash your hands too.
Meepo, you're getting it all over the place. Come on.
Hey, Meepo.
Is it gonna be a number 2, Meepo?
Oh yeah.
You got more to do?
Meepo's dead.
Meepo, clearly tucking something back into his little loincloth, steps into the room with his rat sack, which he is wiping his clean hands off onto.
Yeah?
Should we, if it is a dragon, what do you think about opening the door just a little bit and putting a rat in there?
Oh, Meepo sometimes throw a rat toy to make Dragon happy.
Yeah. What do you guys think? I don't know if it's a dragon or not.
Meepo, do you think it'll work if we throw? Like, do you need to know, see the dragon or what? Let's get it ready. Let's get him ready, and let's crack open this door.
I want all of you, just for my own amusement, to make a perception check as Meepo stands in the room around all of you, pondering what to do.
Okay. Oh Jesus. You and me, buddy.
Gab.
I came very close to hurting myself while trying to perceive what's going
on. Phaedra,
Ooh.
it's at this time that you're all standing around with your glowing light bouncing around the room here, with Meepo in the middle, kind of reaching for the dead rat, which you referred to as the dragon toy, that you notice up close and personal the countless number of scars on Meepo's body. You're pretty sure that the dragon and Meepo like to play rough, or at least one of them does.
Meepo, when we see this, I'm gonna ask him, Meepo, what's gonna happen when we see this dragon? I get the playing isn't just the dead rats alone. Maybe dragon likes to play with you a little bit too. Where did he touch you? Show me where he touched you.
Dragon love Meepo.
What kind of? Now that's not love, Meepo. That's something else.
Dragon Meepo's friend.
What? Yeah. Okay, so there's scars. Yeah, they fuck around and play a bunch. Okay, we're gonna need a way out of here. This dragon's gonna be uncontrollable, even for Meepo, is what I'm thinking. If we open this door, Meepo, do you think that the dragon could fit through this door?
He's nodding.
Okay. This is
to say yes.
We're gonna need some sort of escape plan, boys. If we might want to set up this room or something like that to make sure that we can.
That's a good idea.
Contain this dragon a little bit if we're gonna lure it in here. We got a bunch of shit.
Close that door.
We got a bunch of shit. You want to make some sort of
Oh, nice.
Jesus. Okay, let's make some sort of little wall or something like that out of all the little junk around here. Let me, if I can go here. Draw Drawing.
Yeah, I think once you
make some sort of little like barricade around this area, and then me and Meepo can drop some lure this dragon in here. I think is what we just need to get it on our side. What do you guys think?
So I don't know why sometimes the drawing stuff doesn't show up. I'm not seeing
Yeah,
it.
I don't see it.
But what you can do is if you left and right click, you can draw arrows, or you can hold control and then left click and kind of
yeah. Got it.
Kind of roughly
All right.
indicate.
Okay. So I'm thinking of some sort of
whoa
barrier around. How do I get rid of it?
You can just left and right click and let go real quick, like it's like a little toggle.
Oh shit! I just lost the whole map.
I got you. Then you can move it around. The other thing too, just while we're talking interface fun, if you go to the color palette in the top right, you can change your dice color, but it also changes the color of your markers, so you get different. You guys can differentiate yourselves a little bit with different lines on the map and shit like that. Right, I'll clear it for now. So you're saying you just want to barricade like in front of the door?
Not that close actually. Yeah.
Maybe 2 clicks.
I was thinking like kind of like a little space like this.
Okay.
Oops, not you.
Oh, here, I wonder if my drawings will show up. It's getting a little laggy. Oh. Hold.
Hold.
Did somebody like just load or something? It's like freaking the fuck out.
Mine got real slow all of a sudden.
It usually happens if someone like connects and reconnects, but it looks like it's actually now.
Oh, there's my drawings, maybe.
I see them now. I see your drawings.
I drew some stuff for you to represent. I don't know if there's like a permissions thing.
That's remarkably close to what I had.
Perfect. So you're just trying to like pile and build up like as much of a solid wall out of this stuff that you can?
Yeah, to have a little bit of buffer between us and whatever crazy ass dragon we might lure in here.
But like, are you leaving enough space for you to?
Also, is that what we want to do? Do we want to lure this dragon up in here, Meepo? Is that our goal?
Meepo wanna bring dragon home.
Okay.
Dragon might not be happy though. I don't know. Meepo doesn't know.
Right. Sure, Meepo. Okay. What do we do with this? What do we do? Are we gonna get this dragon?
Hell
Misty.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. You know I'm in.
Igneous, I know you're not the type to invite danger, but what do you think?
I mean, we have rats just for this reason.
Yeah,
I mean, you're bigger, so he's gonna see you first.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to crack the door open for the rat.
Oh, so you want me to be the one that's...
No.
I feel like you're...
No,
I mean,
you're on Meepo.
You're on such a hot streak.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do it with Meepo. I mean, I'm gonna take Meepo over there, and we're gonna do this thing.
I'll stand in front of you.
So are you leaving? You're building a barricade, or leaving like enough of like small openings that you and Meepo can go through?
Yeah, exactly. Just like cut right
on the ground level.
Yeah, you got to do it. Yeah. There's a little slide move you got to do to
you're
get
building like the world's best pillow fort out of crates and barrels with like little pathway.
Big enough for a halfling and a cobalt.
Boom.
A Meepo-sized cobalt.
Okay. So you and Meepo go near the door with the rat toy, the dead rat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dead rat. Yeah. We're gonna try to lure.
How's this playing out? You trying to get Meepo to crack open?
Meepo's gonna crack it open and toss it, and I'm gonna play him like a sweet little tune to like pump him up for it.
Okay.
And it's soft. It's soft because I know what happened last time.
Yeah.
It's really soft. It's just like.
You can tell. I mean, and you've had this sense ever since getting this far that Meepo and Kron have never been in this part of the Citadel before. Like, they keep referring to this as, like, you know, the dangerous Goblin lands. So he's, with much trepidation, kind of creaking open the door, and you see beyond, like, you see enough of a sense to get, like, a very large grand hall with like twin pillars, columns going floor to ceiling in front of you. The strange thing is that there's light coming from numerous torches mounted on sconces around the chamber, filling the air with a strange haze. And you kind of can see, much like the stone relief doors you've encountered so far, that these pillars are at one point were very ornate, and you remember them from the Citadel. They're carved with like rapping dragons and other creatures. But the room itself is basically covered almost as tall as you are, with about 2 feet of like a smoky, strange haze that obscures and clings to the lower portion of the floor. The ceiling in here is about 20 feet tall.
Damn.
As you creep open the door, I need both you and Meepo to make a perception check.
Okay. Meepo, you dog shit.
So it's at this time that you creak open the door that you can tell that there is an eerie stillness and nothingness about this chamber other than the haze. And immediately to the north, you clock and spot a door that appears to be sealed shut, and from that door you feel a rumbling and hear a very similar roar kind of leash out from the north. It's just like rumbling, and Meepo just and like closes the door and slams it shut, backing up into you.
Damn. Okay, so I'm gonna
in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back. Oops. Whoop. And then tell the gang, and then yeah. What should we do?
Meepo's holding.
So we gotta
rat.
get this thing.
Meepo's holding the rat, looking at all of you. And says,
Calcrick sound angry.
But it's definitely him, right?
We need to make him happy with
Is that
your
his
toy.
voice?
Sounded like him.
He sneaks.
What should we?
He crawls through like the little opening in the crates and puts the rat down on one of them to the side here.
Igneous, you've always been such a brawn man. I wonder, and we've seen how well that's been going. Maybe those brains could be useful. What should we do? What, you got any ideas?
All we have is rats. It has to like the rats more than it wants to eat us. Can we like put some teriyaki on the rats?
Ooh, you want to make like a little like rat trail of like, ding, 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 ding. We don't want to lock them up. We just.
What about some of that special sauce that got in the bag?
Ooh, some of that blood, blood wine.
Whatever it is, like it's gonna have to come willingly because I don't think rats.
We gotta get it. We gotta get Meepo in front of it to like take on whatever. Like he'll probably kill Meepo right off the bat. But
did you get a sense of how big it is? Like
Meepo, do you think that Caltrix would ever kill you?
He's kind of rubbing his scarred body and looks at you and says,
Calcricks love Meepo. Meepo, best friend.
So have you ever been loved to death? Do you think his love is fatal?
Make an insight check, Phaedra.
Okay. Insight. Okay. Secrets.
whatever love Meepo holds in his heart for Calcrix, it's pretty clear to you that the feeling isn't exactly mutual.
Yeah. Okay.
You're looking at this.
This is
a
pretty dangerous situation here, guys.
Hey, why don't we just send him in there? I mean, he's the one that wants to see him.
He will. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna get killed, dude. Yeah.
We can't get Meepo back.
Ranger, I think that's a one-way ticket.
We'll just have him bring the rat.
Well, where's the other cobalt? Where is he? Kron. Do you want to go in there and see this dragon as badly as your friend Meepo does?
He's giving you a fuck no I don't kind of head shake.
What was your plan if we got you this dragon back? You guys, the cobalt, you guys want this dang dragon?
Yggdrasil wants the dragon back. Kron will do what he can to help bring the dragon back. But Kron...
Brought back where? You wanted me to bring him right back into your hall? Into your great hall and just let him...
Cobalt
should be like, yep, we found your dragon.
Yep.
Our job's done.
More or less, he's telling you that, like, you know, kobolds are probably already actively working on repairing the cage in hopes of our return. Kron's is clearly not happy about this job, but appears to be, like, duty bound to Yggdrasil to fulfill.
Kron, do you remember how we got here? How long would it take to get your friends? We found the dragon, buddy. We did it.
He kind of looks at you all and says, he tries to explain to you in his broken common as well as he can that trying to find more kobolds to enter into goblin territory is going to be a pretty unlikely scenario.
Yeah. I want to ask Kron, what are the steps involved to sedate this thing?
Yeah.
What do we need to do?
He's pissed. What do you do when he's pissed?
Yeah. Besides the mouse thing.
Besides throw poor Meepo into his...
Malmos just wants to, you know. Is there an alternative?
He looks at you and says, dragons never escaped before.
So there's no chance that the dragon is going to be peaceful? It's just going to have to be subdued somehow?
I think that's how we're perceiving
it. It's angry. Yeah. I can tell you, my friend, it is. Listen to it.
It appears angry.
Okay.
But I mean,
I'm glad we have some live rats too.
Did you see how big it was? Like, would this thing kill us in one swipe?
Didn't see it. No icon. No visual.
No one has seen the dragon.
No visuals.
So
What about luring?
The only other thought is that we step in, we try to protect Meepo enough that he can throw some rat at it.
I bet we could make a human chain all the way back, including how many rats do we got? We got 2?
2 live rats.
3?
Two
live rats.
2 toy
rats. So I feel like we try to lure it out, like the ranger says, and get it back all the way to Cobalt Town.
Yeah.
Cobalton.
Can anybody use like a spell to like enchant the rats or something? Like have the rats come out and have the dragon follow the rats, you know?
I knew one guy who could play music that rats liked, and
He's dead.
Can we just like tie a really tight rope around a couple of rats and just drag them? The live ones, so they're like swimming, and then you just pull them.
Dragon fishing?
Yeah.
I have a feeling the dragon's really fast.
Wait a minute. Okay, so how secure was that door that I perceived so awesomely?
It looked very well kept, and it was wooden like a lot of these other ones, but it was sealed shut from what you could tell. You don't.
Okay.
That you don't really know. You have to go check it out.
Let's go check it out, guys. Let's go check it out. I think it's pretty secure.
Okay.
Let's have a little exit strategy though. We're gonna run back in here, single file. Shit, this little hole right here is not big enough for the rest of you.
Can you make this hole a little bit bigger?
We can make the hole bigger.
Cap and Igneous would have quite a time with it.
Yeah.
So
I'm clumsy as is.
You're leaving most of it, but making a bigger opening.
Shall we rearrange it?
Yeah.
Like that?
I like it.
You're just kind of clearing a path through the middle, but leaving the stacked partial wall.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Let's what else can I do? Right, like oh no, wait, that's you. Can we make like a little, a wall ski right there for the thing, and we would go around it or something like that?
I don't know why, but your drawings, let me just
Not
check
showing
something
up.
real quick. Well, if you indicate, I can fill it in for you.
Oh Jesus. I was gonna say like here to here.
You're saying like move him to make another wall, like in the middle of the room?
Yeah, but there's ways around it, so it just provides some sort of like escape. I don't know if I'm being too. You guys can veto this if you think it's too crazy. Yeah.
It sounds like everyone's taking a minute. Why don't we take 5?
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's alright. Wani had to step away too, and Robert. I'm gonna fucking go top off this coffee.
Shane, any news on your job or?
Oh yeah, I think you jumped in after I mentioned this. So I have a second offer now.
So what's going on?
I have a second job offer. So from Case Western Reserve in Cleveland.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's cool. Now
Is there one that you're leaning towards more than the other?
I don't know. Those two are tough because they're sort of like. So it's kind of like I'm more excited about living in Richmond, but Case seems like it'd be a better place to get my research done.
Cool.
So I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. We also have two more. I have 2 more interviews. So I'm going to New Jersey tomorrow, and then Oregon the week after.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I mean, the interviews are pretty fun overall, and I feel like, well, now that I feel like I know what I'm doing, they're like fun. So I'm just kind of enjoying myself.
That's cool. So probably you act more natural stuff.
Yeah, I think so. And now, especially now that I have, like, I know I'm gonna have a job. I can just like relax. And so I just came back from an interview in North Carolina, and I like decided pretty quickly that I didn't want to go there. So then I just kind of like relaxed and had fun and like spoke my mind when I thought they were doing something silly. It's kind of like it made it a lot more enjoyable.
Did they try to pull a fast one on you or something?
No, that's I have like semi-written offers from both now, so it's like probably official. I know roughly how much money they want to pay me, which is nice.
Nice.
I'm back.
That's a cool mug you got. Periodic table on there?
Yeah, this is from the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry.
Neat.
Oh, Ian, we can't
It's
hear
one of
you
my
if you're
prized
talking to us.
possessions. Might be talking to his wife.
Okay. And seems Wani's back.
Yo, I'm back.
Okay. So sorry, yeah, Luke, your drawings before are super hard to read. Might have to change your color.
Whatever. I'm just trying to make it like not super. I'm gonna try to make some obstacle like right in the center there.
So like right in the middle there.
Yeah. So that we can run around this sucker if we need to. But yeah, but then I'm saying like let's get over in this other room.
Okay. So while you were all taking a moment, you've piled things up mostly in the center, leaving space to the north and south of that to kind of move around.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to be with the landing party. Who's going in?
You are. I'm right behind you.
I'm going in with you.
I'm hiding behind you.
Okay.
Meepo first.
Igneous. I'm bringing Igneous. Yeah, Meepo first.
Okay. Gap is sort of hanging in the back. Genius, what are you doing?
I'm screwing up, I guess.
Okay.
I'll just be behind
Filing.
the line.
Okay. Meepo cautiously and nervously moves forward, holding the dead rat in his hand with the harness and leash sort of slung over his shoulder. He's kind of looking around the room, and as you all kind of get a good look, you see now this grand hall with a vague familiarity to it. Again, there's this clinging, almost hazy mist on the lower 2 feet of the ground, just sort of slowly roiling and rolling around the room. A lot of it clearly coming from the smoke off of the torches that line the sconces in the walls from east to west here. There are numerous doors to the north, west, and south in this chamber. What are you doing?
I want to whisper, like, wait, where is this dragon again? Is it straight ahead?
It's due north. It's this first fucking door.
Oh,
right here.
okay. All right.
And pointing towards this closed door.
I want to inspect this door a little bit more.
Okay. Igneous is making a run for it.
What? No, that's accident. How'd that happen? I tried to go this way.
Okay. You inspect the door, Mystagon. Again, it's a wooden door. Appears to be in great condition. Looks closed, sealed. What exactly are you doing at this door, to this door?
I want to know how it opens. Like, does it open in, out?
It
burnt?
opens in, away from you, not burnt. And nowhere near as cold as the stone skeletal dragon door, but there is a sort of slight drop in temperature as you touch the door and approach it.
Okay.
Can I climb up one of these pillars and see what I can see?
Yeah, make a...
Because this fog's kind of tall, right? For me? Anyway.
It is, yeah. You can make an acrobatics check if you want to try to... Some of the stone relief carvings that wrap around the pillar give you enough of a handhold to just kind of scoot your way up about 6 feet off the ground before you start to struggle.
Yeah.
You take in and can clearly see, all of the various doors around here. So let me switch back to this guy.
I'm gonna beckon in Gap and Kron and to these fart knockers.
Phaedra, what's the plan here? What are we doing?
I think we should get this space under control. This is potentially stage one of where we're gonna face this dragon, or maybe we want to send the dragon. Okay, crazy idea. I just had a little inspiration myself. What if this dragon still has something to say to these goblins?
Yeah. Get us in, huh?
I mean, if I were captured, I would want justice.
Can dragons talk? Do they have like a...
Not that I know of.
Draconic?
Make an Arcana check, Mystica.
What's that mean?
It's
knowledge.
Like knowledge of the arcane.
Hi.
You know that many dragons speak multiple language, but depending on the type of the dragon, the age of the dragon, where it grew up, it might speak a variety of languages. You would guess that it speaks Draconic, same language that kobolds speak a broken form of. And whether or not it spoke common or any other languages, you don't know for sure. It's your mileage may vary depending on the dragon.
And then I could also question Meepo, be like, does he know? Does this?
Oh yeah,
sure. Does he know?
Do you have a whistle? Call him. Call him and call him.
Get over here. Come tuck behind me.
He's kind of nervously approaching, still clutching the rat toy.
Does the dragon speak deep speech or infernal?
Calcrix only talk to Meepo in holy language.
And you can infer that he's talking about draconic. Again, kobolds like worship dragons.
Yeah.
And most of you would have some rough world sense to know that kobolds are considered like how some people call like seagulls rats with wings. You know, kobolds are like dragon rat wannabes who maybe loosely have very loose bloodline connections to dragons. But they do worship them and think of them as gods.
All right, Beepo, what we want you to do, take the dead mouse.
Let's check these other doors. Let's check these. Yeah.
Okay.
Check the doors, baby.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna drag Igneous over with me to check out a door.
All right. Well, let's have the camera jump around a little bit, right? So, Mystigon, you're talking to Meepo, inquiring about languages, what the deal with Calcrix is. The rest of you are sort of casing the room, moving through the haze. Malmos, what are you doing back there? Are you just hanging out in the corner, watching, observing, fingers at the ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Unless, so this is more just a general thing, but there's two very clear modes to me in most of these games, and this is like out of character talk, but like one is kind of free form, interject as you will, chip in, chime in, try to describe what your character's doing, and then when we get into like slow mode, Matrix bullet time, where there's usually a turn order, I think it's good form, kind of like on the stage doing improv or something, where you just pass the spotlight, right? Like, okay, it's his turn now. Let's hear what he's doing. So in this mode, I'm gonna try to forcibly jump around just to get a sense of what you guys are doing. Igneous and Phaedra, you all start heading to the west and stop at this first door to the south.
Yeah.
And what exactly are you doing?
Check it. Listening.
Okay.
As well.
Alright, Phaedra with advantage, with Igneous kind of holding you up to get you on a good spot on the door. Why don't you make a perception check? Oh shit, that nat 20. You hear like
Goblins,
little warmth coming from the door. Clearly some heat source inside, and at least several goblinoid voices can be heard as you listen for a short while, with Igneous kind of like holding you up like the little fucker you are. Malmos, you see them kind of listening intently at a door and start heading west. What are you doing?
Trying to see what's going on.
Okay. Well, you've got Meepo and Mystigon examining the door to the north where roars of a dragon were allegedly heard. You roll up on Igneous and Phaedra, listening at this door.
I'm gonna be like, goblins. There's definitely goblins.
Goblins in there?
Yeah.
Guys, what if we let the dragon loose, goblin?
I love that idea. I wonder if it would need our help. It's not a huge dragon. It could fit through a door.
Yeah. We're definitely there.
Meepo could help it. Yeah.
Well, he could tell us, I guess, but that could be a good way to, we could like maybe lure them into his area and then come behind them.
Yeah.
So are dragons like just pure beasts, or do they take any sides? Like, I mean, do they just know like pain and pleasure, or do they?
Dragons are incredibly intelligent, depending on the breed. You're aware, especially as a ranger, in your studies and maybe some of your experiences, that there are just like people, incredibly varied personalities, alignments, even in the two domains of dragons, often referred to as chromatic dragons, which are like metallic dragons, gold dragons, copper, bronze. Oh, sorry, that's metallic dragons. Chromatic dragons would be red, green, white, blue. The chromatic dragons, the colored dragons, are often considered to be more evil. But again, even within that domain, it varies quite a bit. But inherently, often thought of as evil. Metallic dragons are the opposite, often thought of as good. Like Bahamut, is like a grand dragon god. I believe is like a silver dragon. Things like that. So that would be things that your characters would have some knowledge of. Some of you more than others. So, as of now,
I'm just wondering
you don't know what Calcrix is.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if he'll appreciate us trying to save him, or if we take some of these goblins out, if that show him that we're not out to get him. But
hard to know.
I didn't know if he'd have that kind of intelligence.
So it sounds like it would have the intelligence, just maybe not the inclination. So
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was a man in there, right? Who knows, right? It's hard to know, like, what he's been through, what condition he's in, what treatment it's received, if it's hungry, if it's angry, who it's mad at, and like, try to think of any character, whether it's a monster or a person, as pretty complex, because that's often how I'll try to incorporate them into the game. So you don't know.
It doesn't feel right to just like force this dragon to fight a bunch of goblins. I mean, I would free it with the intent to take out some goblins alongside it. Clean up our citadel.
I mean, okay, so the other question is like, so if it's like locked in a room, that's one thing. But if it's like tied up somewhere, then we could probably talk to him while.
Like, you think it might be secured within that room?
I have no idea, but
it's a good question.
That's a great segue to Mystigon and Meepo, who have been talking about the dragon, how it speaks, what it knows, and you've been hanging out near this door for a little while now. What are you guys doing, Mystigon?
So since my friends have kind of gone off to another room and we're kind of just chatting, I'm getting a little anxious. I'm like, I want to open some doors. So I missed it. What was by Phaedra and Igneous?
You don't know.
And Namos? Oh, I don't know. Okay.
You're here with Meepo, with Gap and Kron just kind of loitering off in the middle of you all. So, you and Meepo talking about Calcrix the dragon. What's going on? What are you doing? You asking him more things? Are you checking out the door some more?
No, I'm done.
What's Mystigon do?
I think, huh?
What's Mystigon do? What's he doing?
I feel like he wants to open things. So I think he's gonna open the door now.
Oh, this
even
door
though it's
right
a bad idea. Yeah, because he's kind of a dude that gets really anxious.
Okay. You Meepo Meepo starts kind of like clenching the dead rat toy as he sees your hands.
What I'm doing is telling Meepo, listen, just go in there with the dead rat, man. It's okay. It's all right. He loves you. Calcrix. I feel like he loves you.
There's a like a jiggle and a click that can be audibly heard, faintly echoing around the chamber as Mystagon tries to turn the handle of the door, only to find it securely locked.
Oh, mother. Okay.
Click.
And all my keys don't work. I go through those range of keys.
You do, and none of them appear to work. Only
All right.
adding to several more audible cling, metal, jiggle, clinking sounds as you try each and every one of the 3 keys.
All right. As a result, I'll walk over here and kind of tell the crew.
Okay.
Okay, so there's goblins behind this door right here. I don't know if it's locked though. We didn't try it.
Let's just kill him, man.
Let's find out what's behind these other doors. I want to,
okay.
you know, maybe,
All right.
yeah. I'm such a I want a rich, colorful tale.
Okay.
So many trepidations. So many doors.
I need all my information before I can decide.
I feel you.
Mystagon kind of shrugs and starts walking towards the western door.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
That's right.
Okay. As you approach that western door, and before you even get close enough to push your ear against it, you just immediately feel like a rumbling, and just the sounds of many creatures moving about their day. You hear like footfalls. It's almost like, you know, like a herd is moving around, and you hear the sounds of laughter, screams, squabbling. Also, someone's echoing quite loudly, but it just sounds like you are on the other end of an entire city of goblins. Also, who is echoing so badly? It's quite bad. Sorry.
Could it be me?
I got no echo.
It's good now, I think.
Can you hear it now?
Good. Nope, it's gone. Yeah, so Phaedra, as you move in around, you also kind of sense this, and it's hard to know how big, how many, how large, but there is clearly a thriving, living mass of goblinoids somewhere beyond this wall.
I think we found the festival, bro.
Yeah, for real. This is information, good information.
Well received. Okay.
Let's go talk to Igneous and Malmo. Yeah.
Okay.
So we got Goblin City behind this door.
There's a lot of goblins there.
Yeesh.
As you pull back away, the sounds drift off and fade. What are you doing?
Should we?
There's which door is the one with the goblins?
Just over here,
The
due
west
west.
door.
There's a couple of more doors up to the north, and then we got our old pal Calcrix over there. I mean,
yeah. As you're explaining, I'll go to this one.
Yeah.
So we should probably figure out what's behind the other doors. Sounds like there's too many goblins to just loose a dragon on all of them.
Yeah, and I think they'd kill the damn dragon.
Yeah. So maybe let's not do
that. What's in these other doors up north?
You checking them out?
Yeah.
You come along.
Yeah, sure. Why don't the 3 of you make a perception check as you approach that door?
Oh no.
Oh. Okay.
Hey.
None of you
Finally average.
really hear anything other than, you know, there's slight trembling still kind of emanating from this western wall, but you can tell that it's not necessarily coming from the other end of the doors to the north here.
All right, let's check the other one.
And it's basically the same for this door.
Same thing.
Same thing, more or less. Malmos, you kind of skirt in behind them and walk by as well and confirm that these passageways or rooms to the north seem calm and quiet compared to the others.
Okay.
But this one that we're at now, is that the one with the dragon? Or is it...
No, it's the next one.
Well, since that door's locked, maybe one of those in Goblin City has the key.
Or maybe there's a way, there could be a way through up above, just north of us, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you want to check out this room up here?
Okay. The one I'm right in front of?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try the handle.
Okay.
DD.
It appears unlocked. You going in
there?
Opening it?
Yeah, I'm opening. I'm not going in. I'll open it.
Okay. It opens out towards you. So you have to back away as you open it up, and you see a corridor that opens wide to the northwest.
Let me get that map, Jay.
Yep.
All right. Is there something I can press to get it back?
It would be under, if you go to maps and then you just go, it should be in there. But
I want to quietly reach the corner.
Oh, okay. Mystigon.
Peer through.
Brazen.
I'll follow behind.
And I'd like each of you stepping into the hallway to make a stealth check.
Oh, that may be smart.
Oh no.
Hold up. Stealth. Do I get some sort of naturally stealthy bonus?
Nope.
I mean, I do.
Well, you can easily hide.
But there's something called naturally stealthy. You can attempt to hide even when you are obscured only by a creature that is... Okay, that's not anything.
Yeah.
I can maybe be behind Igneous.
Nice try. You're all collectively quite loud as Mystigon kind of starts the chain reaction of kicking over a bunch of rubble and stone debris, and the rest of you filing in tightly behind him also just trip over the same thing, and you're all kind of like grabbing onto each other and like steadying yourselves, unintentionally spilling out into the open view of this corridor to the west, and as the echoes kind of die down and you stare at the blank wall in front of you that eventually winds north, you all breathe a sigh of relief as you notice that there's nothing in this hallway to hear the noise you've just made.
Now I can see that opening, right? Kind of.
You can, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try again to be sneaky.
Okay.
I want to check this wall out next to where the dragon might be.
Okay.
Any imperfections?
Let's start there with Phaedra. It's quite thick and really well constructed. It's old and dank and dusty, but nothing that you can really hear through the thickness of the stone. Nothing imperfect enough or thin enough that has any sort of peephole or anything like that you might be looking for. Mystigon, you continue to move ahead past the small dust cloud your group has left behind. Make another stealth check for me, please.
Come on.
Oh yeah, you kind of quietly start approaching. I don't know how far you're going, but your footfalls can't really be heard.
I want to peer beyond the corner, but use it as cover. Yeah.
So you're like looking to the south, or are you moving further west?
I'm looking to the south just to clear that hallway.
Okay.
And
so I'm just looking intently at the gun, waiting for a signal to follow or something because I'm too loud.
Yeah, I want to give you like an okay, like, or a thumbs up.
Okay.
Like now you're giving me a thumbs up?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try this.
All right.
Keep my stealth going.
Yeah, it's still good. You're still good for now.
Okay.
You've kind of taken the lay of the land enough that your friends are okay here.
Okay.
You see up ahead a narrow corridor that goes to a once again kind of rounded wall with a door to the west, and then another door not too far from that to the south. As you approach, like the thrum of civilization, you can kind of feel it, right? Like when you're leaving the suburbs and entering the big city, you can kind of feel it. The closer you get, the further west you go.
We feel more energy from the west.
Yeah. Or, like the ground, the noises, like the ambience is kind of returning, similar to when you were listening to that western door / wall from the chamber below. What are you doing?
I want to whisper to my crew. It's like all these doors seem to go to this lobby.
I mean, what are we here for? What are we here for?
We need to be able to open the door to Caltrix.
We need a key. Could it be with these, or do we need to turn around?
Well, I'll let you ponder that while I go take a backroom appointment.
So what's worse,
my toilet?
Wandering into a great hall, or trying to kick down a door and possibly alerting a bunch of goblins?
I wonder if we can just take a peek, like just crack the door open and take a peek.
Wait.
Party.
Ken, I wonder if oh, never mind. I think it has to be unlocked. But Malmos has the capability to fling open doors with his mind or whatever. So, but I think it has to be unlocked.
Yeah.
Man, I don't think I don't want to mess around with this spot until we figure out what we're doing with Dragon Boy. I mean, I know it's locked. We got the one door south where there's fewer people. But you want to see the civilization, Mr. Gunn?
No, we don't have to. We can go to the south door. I'm just trying to scope things out.
I mean, that seems like the safest option, but if it's like if they're close enough that they can just scream and alert this giant mass of goblins, and that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like the less risky thing is to take a peek in the south door, the southmost door, right?
Gap, do you have any ideas? No.
I was just thinking, what if we did this? What if we made use of Malmus's abilities and did a fun thing of open one of these doors from a distance, wait until a goblin looks out to be like, huh? And then open another one from a distance.
Oh yeah, like a little distraction. Fling one of them open, that we go into another one.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
All right, I'm down.
I don't know how to manage it. But
if it comes, and then I guess it would just look down the hallway and there would be nothing there.
Yeah.
Let me check. Oh, you guys, I totally forgot about this. So I have hellish resistance.
What does that mean?
So that means that I can withstand fire damage. So if that's the danger with the dragon, you could send me in there, and if he thinks he can burn me alive, he can't.
But what if he slashes you open?
Yeah, I guess you could.
That's
lots
a risk
of
I'll
ways for a
take.
dragon to kill you. But it's a good.
You want to go try to figure out what's going on with this dragon before we open up, Goblin City?
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, we can't. How can we get this door open? That's what I want to know. Should we bust it open?
Okay.
Or?
Hold on, guys. I can also cast a darkness spell.
What's that?
Let me see what darkness spell is, because that would be something. Maybe if you turn the lights off, because I can see in the dark. turn darkness thing on so the goblins can't see anything. And then we attack them. I could orchestrate where you guys go to attack the goblins.
Nice. I do have dark sight too. I feel like that's real risky as well.
Because I mean, I can't see anything, and I've been pretty clumsy even with being able to.
Well, what about Mystagon can see in the dark?
Yeah, I can see too.
So, if we turn off all light sources,
I don't know if the goblins can still see.
You should maybe the dragon wouldn't be able to see that well. Or do you think dragons have good night sight? Do we know that?
I don't know. Maybe not.
We should ask Meepo. Meepo, how does is Meepo listening?
Yeah, where's Meepo?
Meepo pooping.
Sorry, what did you say?
Can the dragon see it well in the dark?
Hold on.
Can Calcrick see in the dark?
Oh yeah, dragons can see in all kinds of conditions quite well.
Okay.
What about goblins?
Goblins also, most creatures that live in
the darkness,
the dark places have dark vision.
They've evolved.
Yeah. So you move back away from the western corridor, and it once more gets a little quiet. What exactly are you doing? What are you thinking? What's the goal here? What's the plan?
So we're really just trying to brainstorm ways to get that door open.
Okay.
The dragon door, yeah.
It's a locked wooden door. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do or try to do.
So now our question is like, is it
or other things?
Our question is like, is it worse to try to bust it down or to like crack open one of those other doors to look for a possible key?
Hey, you can try anything.
I'm just summarizing what we've been talking about.
Perfect.
I know you're not going to help me.
Here are a couple other things that we could do using some of Malmos's technology. We could create a sound that originates from a point of Malmos's choice, like a rumble of thunder, a cry of a raven, ominous whispers. So if we want to combine that with, well, never mind. I guess I can't do it twice, but
I think you can combine. You can have up to 3 effects of thaumaturgy spinning at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Well, what are you going to do? So if you alert them, they might come here. Do we want them to come here?
Are you talking about for the dragon or for a goblin?
Yeah.
Well, I was talking about for goblin. If we want to somehow like send them in another direction based on sound, like hide and go seek action, and then get them out of out of the big auditorium area. And then we could go investigate it and see if there's a key or something in there.
Sounds good to me.
So many thoughts.
So you want to do this with the room? The room on the south? Obviously not the whole civilization.
Yeah. So. Okay.
Okay, so I figure we can either try to lure them into a place where they're not going to, or we lure them back into the room of stuff and just like slaughter them. Those are the major options.
Okay. Well, let's see. So if we think that the door where Mystagon is the one that seems the most active, right?
No, it's the one to the west.
Active.
Oh, okay. It's this one on the western door?
Yeah.
Mystagon, as you approach, you feel a similar subtle amount of warmth coming off from the door and hear a faint few goblinoid sounds coming from the room or corridor to the south.
Oh, I did not know that. Yeah, we should definitely go to the south room and question these goblins. See what's up with this west door. Maybe they even have a key.
Wait, we're not worried about going in there and getting killed?
It sounds like there's less goblins in the south door than the west door.
We should still be worried about them making a lot of noise and flirting.
Yeah. We want to lure them into this area, I think, maybe. How thick is that fog where if they came out the door, you think we'd have to be for them to be hidden?
Again, like it's about from floor about 2 feet up, and it's just like a rolling haze.
It's only 2 feet up. Okay.
It's only 2 feet up, but it is quite thick and milky.
Are these pillars?
Could we crack open the door? Malmos, using his sound, have some sort of I don't know, like something that the goblins would want.
Wait, what if can Malmos make the sound of the dragon as though it was like about to enter their door?
He did just hear what it sounded like. You could try it.
So
yeah.
Do you think that would stun them?
I think I can make a sound. It doesn't. I mean, it seems pretty generic. It says I can make a thunder or a cry of raven or whisper. So yeah, I could probably make a dragon sound, and also I can cause tremors in the ground for 1 minute.
So we could make them think that the dragon escaped and have them like go and check on it or something like that.
Oh snap! Yeah,
they'll open it for us and check.
They'll
out.
open the door and then we
idea.
get them when they come out.
Good idea.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what sound would get them out. Would the roar get them out or make them scared?
I don't know. It might just make them be like, "What's going on?"
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
We gotta hide.
Well, we gotta get behind the other doors, right?
Yeah, let's get behind the other doors.
In the hallway.
Yeah.
That way,
I'll stay in to no, maybe Phaedra, you should stay in to open the door a little bit, right?
Okay.
Well, aren't they gonna come out of that door where you are, Mystagon, and then they're gonna
Yeah. I'll reposition myself in a sec. I actually think I'm gonna be behind this pillar.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Maybe behind this pillar.
That side or that side? What side?
The north side. Yeah.
Hide. Malmos, you gonna do the same thing?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure.
And what I want to do is pivot as they come in, so they
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with me. I'll hide behind this pillar.
Malmos, you can pop the. Oh yeah, you got to do the sound, and then I guess I got to open the door, and then
I would open the door first and then do the sound. Right?
Okay.
Well,
no,
wait a minute.
Would they open the door themselves?
Yeah, let's not do the door. Let's just do
good call. Good call.
Do the tremor and the loud sound. So we'll do the dragon sound and the tremor.
Okay. So you're leaving the door shut, and from behind the sanctity of your pillar, near the door to the north, you're going to start causing some of these rumbles and sounds to take place.
Since I don't need to do the door, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you get out. You get out.
A small form flits and disturbs the clouded smoke on the floor and whisks past you. Okay. So with thaumaturgy and like your sounds and the way you do all this stuff, the sounds originate from a point in space of your choosing within range, again, which is 30 feet. And I need you to, if you could just kind of, I think it's like command or control, and then left and right click and drag, you can kind of like indicate where you want that shit.
Oh, okay. Well, shouldn't I make it come from the room where the dragon is? Or would that surprise the dragon and
then? If it's from the room with the dragon, they probably wouldn't be that surprised, right?
Because that's where the dragon is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you got to do it from like right outside the door.
I'm thinking like, how did you highlight, Jay?
So basically, think of it like this: if you left and right click together and then drag, that will draw a thing. And then as you hold modifier keys, Control, Alt, and Shift, and do it, it'll do different shapes. And then you can also move like the points around once you've drawn it to.
And how do you delete it?
And then just left and right click and let go, like a quick tap toggle to clear it.
Oh. I would say like around. Oh shit, around here.
It seems like my
or maybe a little further, so the other room, like here. Here.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's up to almost.
I can't seem to. I clicked on something. How do you clear it?
Just left right click together. Just tap it and let go, real quick. No. Why don't you describe where you want it, and I will move it for you.
Okay. Well, we want them to be able to hear it, so should we just do it over? No, towards. Yeah.
Tell me.
You don't want to be too close to the west door, I don't think.
Yeah, right there, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
that's
God.
Fine.
No. We're here.
Just
away from us. Away from us.
Just use your words. The pillars to the south, east, west.
Pillars to the southeast. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Nice. I like that.
All right, so you're gonna try to recreate the roar sound you heard while also causing rumbles.
Rumbles.
I'd like you, since you're trying to emulate this, to make a performance check.
Oh no! Come on, Melmos. Oh.
Okay.
Not bad.
It's not the greatest, but it's not bad. It almost starts off like a bleeding goat, but the rumbles in the floor, and you kind of pick up and find a deeper cadence, and it sort of crescendos into a meek roar. But the result is kind of what you'd hope for, more or less. You hear like a squeal of, you're not sure if it's excitement or fear, but coming from the door to the south. And clearly you've disturbed whatever is in the room to the south. And then there's silence. What are you doing? Time movement at this point is in your hands, but after the first 12 seconds or so, the first couple rounds of this, you hear again like some excited or scared squeals and screams, and then nothing for a moment.
Can we do it again?
Are you holding? Are you keeping it going? Are you waiting longer to see? You're driving.
Okay. I guess we keep it going. Well, the tremors last for a minute, so...
You can keep it going for up to a minute before renewing it, yeah.
Okay, let's keep it tremors going. And, can I do my voice booming and try to just cry out like a dragon sound?
Yeah, you want to try to make another roar?
Yeah.
Okay, make another performance check. And you're trying to still target the same location?
Yeah, we're just trying to get these guys to come out.
Alright. Performance me.
Oh. Okay.
You find the sweet spot as you continue channeling this magic for the first few seconds, and eventually you culminate into a much bigger series of roars, and you hear again like, and you kind of see, you just see with a slight bit of slow movement, like the door cracks to the south, and you see a goblin kind of peek its head out for a moment, look around.
I've got my bow in hand.
I tell you what, since you didn't pre-declare like a ready to action, both you and Mystigon, with line of sight, can make a dexterity check against this goblin's dexterity save to see if you react fast enough, because he's essentially peeking out and like trying to slam the door back shut again. But you spot him. Ooh, Mystagon, maybe. That's a deception check. Just do dexterity, just right on your main page. Just roll your dexterity. And same for you, Malmos. Okay, this is going to be a versus check against his dexterity save. And Mystagon, you manage to react just in time. Malmos, you're too busy keeping your chorus going here to react in time. You start to reach for your bow, but it's not quite quick enough. Mystagon, what are you doing? You can take a single action.
Yeah. I want to really... There's two thoughts that I have. Either get that door open or kill this fucker.
What? You gotta react here. Go with the gut. This
I
is
know.
just...
He just fucking Eldritch Blast. That's
don't you have some spell that you can use too?
Yeah, he Eldritch Blast, bro.
Okay, let's see if you hit.
Okay, where is it?
On your actions tab, use the dice icon and drop it on this bitch to see if you shoot and hit.
Got it.
Peek it out. Natural 20! Roll damage as you watch the crackling dark energy just rend the flesh from this thing. That's weird. It should have automatically rolled 2 dice. Or do you have it on the hotbar?
No.
Or are you drawing from your sheet? Weird.
From my sheet. Oh, do I do it on the thing? On the guy? Whoops.
Yeah. See, that's why, and it would automatically roll critical, which is double damage. And he just... and like drops dead, leaving the door behind him, pried open between him and the body.
Get the door! That's what I yell.
You can kind of see in through there, like another one of these rooms that appears to be like a mixture of like ragged hides and beds and a fire pit, with a ratted walrus mustache goblin dead in the doorway. Roll initiative, everyone.
Where is initiative?
On the main page, yeah.
Is that the int?
It is in it, right next to the armor shield icon and the speed.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, here, I'll roll for a gap here. Ooh. Everybody rolled? Y'all good?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, he's dead. Igneous, I assumed, Malmos, someone said they were closing the door, that the door between you and Igneous was still partially open as Phaedra ran back in. Igneous, you see very quickly this goblin peer out, and Mystagon like just like shoots and reacts and kills him. You can hear the ruckus, and you know that something's afoot.
So then, I don't know. Can I just like wait at the door, because I want to see what, like, if another goblin's gonna come through.
So there's 2 things you can do on your turn. If you define a very specific condition, like I'm gonna hold the door, and if I see an enemy, I'm gonna fire a shot at the first enemy I see. Like that's a readied action. And when you do that, you keep your turn in the initiative order. When we get to the end of the initiative order, if you haven't reacted yet, basically you just go on into the next round. The other thing you can do is you can just delay your entire turn, and basically you can interject and tell me, like, I'm going now, but you will permanently be repositioned in the turn order queue if you do that. So it's a lot more freedom, but you kind of offset your position for the rest of the encounter.
Yeah, and I like my position right now. So, I think I have a ranged weapon.
You do. You have a crossbow, a light crossbow.
So then, so I guess what I'll do is like stand at the door, be prepared to shoot any goblin that I can see that comes to the door.
Okay, so you're just gonna move up to the door frame with your crossbow knocked.
Yep.
Okay. You move in with your bow knocked and ready, holding. Kron, Gap, and Meepo are all cowering and hiding in the eastern corridor, waiting with the door closed. You hear the other sounds of a goblin peeking out with a sort of shaky bow. So it seems a little bit fearful right now, giving him disadvantage. But he peeks out, spots Malmos and Igneous, and just like lets loose the shot. It's hard to tell with how shaky his aim was who it will go to, but a 1 to 3 means Malmos, the other ones mean Igneous, and it looks like Malmos. He lets loose the shot. You technically, Malmos, have pretty decent cover behind that pillar. I'd say you've got at least 3/4 cover, giving you a +5 bonus to your armor class rating. Meaning, for me, I'm going to give this dude -5 to his shot here. And he's already got disadvantage on top of that. So you're feeling pretty secure, but the arrow flies for you nonetheless. And he rolls 2 natural 1s. Basically, you just see the bowstring snap, and he just throws the fucking wooden part of the bow out and like closes the door behind him, clearly too terrified for whatever the fuck is going on out here. And the door slams shut. He kind of kicks the body of the goblin out of the way frantically as he backs away, tripping into the next room. Mystagon, what are you doing?
So I wouldn't have had a chance to fire at him?
Oh, no, sorry, yeah, as he's fumbling at the door, if you want to take that, so, like, when you're holding like that, or you have a reaction skill that you want to use, just interject.
Okay.
You may do that. Let's say he's still there fumbling with the door, trying to pull the goblin and close it, and like, the window of time here is allowing you to take your shot, if you like.
Okay.
3 natural 1s in a row, as your crossbow bolt doesn't actually fire. The mechanisms are quite jammed, and you're fumbling with it, and by the time you look up and sort of reposition your ammunition, you see the door closing behind the goblin, who's managed to wall himself off back in the room. Mystagon, what are you doing? Can't hear you. Hello.
Sorry. Can I run to the door and try to catch it?
Yeah. Make a dexterity check again, if you will. Okay. You run over as he's fumbling with the door. You hear Igneous once more having performance issues, and you manage to kind of brace the door as he's closing it. Like, you can see the dead leg of the goblin still stuck in the door, allowing you to prop it open. And you see inside the goblin right in front of you, fumbling and trying to back away. Another one is like reaching for weapons near the campfire, trying to prepare itself. You quickly, at a glance, you see like another guard-like room with a door to the southeast. What are you doing?
Me?
You can still take your action.
I can still take my action?
The way forward is blocked by the dead goblin body and the living goblin with the beautiful knees to the southeast.
Okay.
What do you do?
Trying to figure it out.
So your Eldritch Blast at point blank range on this guy would have disadvantage. You could also pull forward a dagger, or since you, well, no, your options. You haven't engaged with this guy yet. You could technically like back away and fire a ranged thing without disadvantage.
Yeah, I kind of want to back away a little bit and use the edge of the door now that it's kind of propped open or whatever.
Okay. All right, so
to get a little bit of cover.
You essentially charge forward, prop the door open, and then back away slightly, leaving